Hey guys, so I wanted to do a video about emotions and speak about the emotional guidance system. I think that there's a lot of emotional turbulence happening, so I just wanted to throw this out there. So this is how to control your emotions. Now, in general, I don't really like the word control because I feel like it leads to grasping, it leads to suffering, right? The attachment. But the emotions, so first and foremost with learning how to control your emotions is understanding the emotions and understanding the emotional guidance system. Now what the emotional guidance system is, the emotions, what our emotions are, they are our indicator of how in alignment or disalignment we are with our source. So let me give you an example. So as a result of living life, I've come to ask for better health. I'm sick, so I've unconsciously continued to ask for better health, yeah? So when my thoughts are in alignment with the thoughts of the divine, oh, Caesar's behind me, with the thoughts of God on that same topic, I feel good. When I'm allowing movement, when I'm allowing source, spirit to move through me, I'm in alignment. When I'm resisting things only through my thoughts, my actions, my behaviors, my beliefs, that's when I feel bad. So let me give you an example. So I've asked for better health. In my mind, I'm observing that I feel bad, or excuse me, that I physically feel bad. Like, let's say, okay, better example, more succinct. My hip hurts. Okay, so this is my personal example. My hip hurts. When I'm thinking thoughts, right, I'm the thinker of the thoughts, my thoughts aren't just happening, that could be a whole nother topic, but the thoughts can be directed, right, through our conscious instruction. So I'm observing that my hip is hurting because it's hurting me, not right now, but just in general. In that hurting, I then think in my mind, right, I could go through this process of analyzing my thoughts. Okay, well, my hip's never gonna get better. This sucks. Why can't I be like everybody else? My hip is garbage. I'm gonna need a hip replacement. Right? So these thoughts. And when I think those thoughts and I feel bad, which I'm more than likely going to, that is telling me, that's indicating to me that my thoughts are in disalignment with spirit. So what that's telling me is that spirit is saying the opposite. Zach, you're healthy. Your hip is gonna be fine. In the non-physical plane, your hip already is healed. Keep moving, keep doing what you're doing. I'll give you further instruction, right? So these are the thoughts that Source has on that same topic, because in our non-physical plane, right, as soon as I ask, the universe becomes what I've asked for. So this is kind of the law of attraction, law of manifestation. But getting back to the emotions are just my indicator. They're not a tool to hurt you. They're not a tool to hurt me. They're not a tool to hurt any of us, or to just make us feel like we're crazy. They are an indicator of where we are in relationship to where we want to be. And the only way we know that is by getting that feedback. There's Caesar. Look at, he's gonna watch this video. He wants to play, so as soon as we get done, we're gonna play. The emotions are an indicator of where we are in relationship to where we want to be. So how do you control that, right? So now we've got the background. We understand what they are. How do we control them? How do we, rather than control them, how do we direct them? And the answer is, we direct them by choosing our thoughts deliberately. We can direct our emotions dependent on our thoughts. So our thoughts are the creative force of the universe, right? Our thought form goes out into the ethers, into this. It seems like it's nothingness out here, but there's a lot happening, right? Energetically, there's a lot of molecules floating around. And so our thoughts are shaping what that comes back and shows us, right? And so the thoughts are just there for us to simply use as a guidance system. If I feel good, that means that the thoughts you are now thinking are allowing the manifestations that you are desiring to come into your reality. So now how do we direct that even further? We just have to be mindful of our thoughts. I want to do a simple little game with you. Imagine for a second just something you want, something you've been asking for. We're going to play just a little game so you can kind of understand this. So just picture the one thing, it could be big, it could be small, something that you're wanting currently right now. Now I want you to close your eyes. No, seriously, close your eyes. No, I'm kidding. So close your eyes, and just for a second, imagine your nemesis or somebody you dislike having that thing. Just imagine that. Try to picture it. Try to picture yourself, or maybe picture yourself never having it, or somebody telling you you're not worth having that. Just imagine that. Now, as you imagine it, how does that feel to you? What does it feel like in your body? What does it feel like in your heart? Do things change within your body? What's going on? Okay, now end that. Now, let's do the same thing. Close your eyes again. Be mindful of how you're gonna feel. And I want you to visualize or just imagine yourself having exactly that thing. Having the lover, having the health, having the money, whatever it is. Imagine yourself being there with that thing. Feel what it feels like in your body. Now come out of that. So we just did a little practice, a little tool. Sorry, my leg itches. Of how we can direct our emotions. Now, if you're honest with me, and some of you, this may happen, you will have felt kind of resistant when you went towards it was okay to, you could easily get into the place where you were feeling bad, right? You're imagining somebody else have it. But then when you went to try to put yourself into that place, it was a little bit more difficult. So one, that means that you just haven't practiced that enough. And you're out of practice with imagining good things coming to you, and you don't believe good things are coming to you, so that's a whole nother topic. Or two, you were still not able to get yourself fully into the place of having it. Once again, that leads to you practicing everybody else having it and not you having it. But some of you, when you imagine that, may have felt really great. And so that's how we control our emotions. First, we have to have the understanding of what the emotions are, right? The emotional guidance system. Secondly, we have to understand that our thoughts are the creative force of the universe, and that our emotions are indicators of where we are in connection to allowing our manifestations to take place. And third, let it go. So this is my last and final thing on how to control the emotions. The emotions are very easily controlled. But sometimes it's nice to experience the full spectrum of human emotion. And I'm going to give you my example, my personal experience. So about 5 years ago, I don't know, before I met my beautiful, amazing, perfect wife, I had just broken up with my ex. And so I was still a single guy, and I was at the gym, and I happened to see my ex about a year after I think we broke up. And so even after a year, I still had all these emotions flood my body, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I know better than this. I need to stop it. I need to fix it. I need to just, So I worked out for an hour. Still felt super weird. Just my whole body, my mind was going crazy. I just couldn't control it. I couldn't grab it and squeeze it and put it into the place where I wanted it to be. So I was getting gas at the gas pump, and I just closed my eyes and I just prayed, and I was like, please, Source, God, angels, anybody who's listening, please help me right now. Just, why can't I get rid of this? Why can't I release these feelings? And I was like, just give me an answer. Give me something that I need to do. So I got in my car and I'm driving away, and I pull up to the stoplight, and clear as day, I heard myself, just feel it. And so I stopped. I was like, just feel it, okay. And it was like, just feel the emotion. What does the emotion of resentment, of anger, of sadness, what does that feel like in the body? And I thought to myself, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have never even consciously felt sadness. I've never chosen to feel sadness. I've never chosen to feel anger, resentment. I've always resisted those emotions. I never allowed myself to feel what it was like to be angry and resentful and sad. And so I stopped for a second, right? And I'm at a stoplight. So I closed my eyes for a split second. And I made the choice to feel the emotion. And as soon as I did that, I started laughing. I felt what it was like to be angry and sad and resentful and, just wanted to scream, and I felt what it felt like in my body. My chest was tight, and I felt like the energy was draining out of my arms, and my stomach was in knots, and I actually felt it. And as soon as I made that choice, it went away, and I started laughing. And for the next 2 weeks, I made the conscious choice to get angry by thinking certain thoughts and putting me into a state that would make me angry. And then I made the conscious choice to feel that anger or sadness or depression or whatever it was I was choosing. And you know what? I was free. I was finally free. And part of the reason I'm doing this video is because that's what I want everybody else to feel like. My emotions no longer control me. I have the freedom to experience the full spectrum of human emotion as I choose it now. When I'm upset, I can acknowledge the emotion. I can feel the emotion. And as soon as I do that, it fades away. But I also know that I have to be conscious of my thoughts in the same moment. I have to observe and look at what thoughts I've been thinking that had actually caused that emotion to come up. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That's how we control our emotions, you guys. Understand what the emotional guidance system is there for. And there's nothing in this whole video. I want to enforce at the very end of the video that there's nothing wrong with feeling the full spectrum of human emotion. That's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. And emotion and these different feeling states oftentimes lead to our greatest achievements or our greatest breakthroughs, and all, the greatest musicians and artists have always, most times, come out of very sad, depressed states. There's Caesar. He wanted to make a cameo at the end. And so feel it. Don't resist it. That's the whole part of the feeling state, is allowing it and acknowledging that it's not here to break us down. It's just here to remind us of where we are in relationship to where we want to be. If we want to manifest, deeply manifest, oftentimes the desire caused by feeling so unhappy, we have an immediate desire to feel wonderful and to have more money or have a better relationship, and that's Caesar's butt. That's his butt. And so those things often cause the deepest, out of deepest suffering, causes deepest desire for fulfillment. And so it's nice to have those ups and downs, but if you feel like you're out of control, this video will help, you know. It's just acknowledging that your thoughts create your emotions. Your emotional guidance system is there to guide us. And then secondly, to feel it. And once you feel it, you no longer give power to that emotion over you. You now are the observer of the emotion. And now you're on top of the mountain peak looking down and can choose what path you'd like to take. So that's it. That was a little longer than I expected, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, I'll be doing more videos, a lot more. You'll see them out. Okay, bye guys. Talk to you next time. Love you.